What is up, guys? Flashfire here, and today I am bringing you another ORAS OEU competitive team builder. Now, before we get started, if you can drop a like right down below this video, I want to see if we can get this to 70 likes. If we can, I'll put a pastebin file of this team down in the description so you guys can copy and paste it into Showdown and play with it and have a good time, because this team has been performing pretty well on the ladder. If you guys have been coming out to the streams that I did a week or two ago, you will have seen this team in action a little bit. Obviously, there will also be lives uploaded with this team in the next couple of days, so if you guys want to see this team in action, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down below and come back in a couple of days for the battles with this team. Now, this team is going to be based around Mega Lopunny and Life Orb Gengar, which are two mons that pair very well offensively. Now, they each deal with each other's checks and counters and all of this kind of stuff, and both of them are very, very strong late game cleaners and also wall breakers in their own right. Now, we'll go over Mega Lopunny first. This is something that I've been wanting to use for a little while. I haven't used it in quite some time, and I've come up against it on the ladder a lot, and it's messed me up a lot, and it's made me really sad. So I figured I'd use it because, you know, the stuff that beats you is going to be good stuff. Does that make sense? But yeah, so Mega Lopunny here, we're going to be running High Jump Kick, Frustration, Fake Out, and Power Up Punch. Now, this is a moveset. This is definitely a moveset. There are a number of movesets you can run on this guy. Obviously, you can run Ice Punch, you can run Quick Attack, you can run Baton Pass, all this kind of stuff. Sub's an option. I chose to go with the moveset we've got right here for a number of reasons. So we've got Fake Out on there, which I really, really like on this guy. It lets us deal nice chip damage against offensive teams, against faster threats. It gets a bit of nice guaranteed damage off, which is nice. Also gives us a free turn to Mega Evolve, because obviously regular Lopunny only has 339 speed, whereas Mega has 405, I believe. So it lets us get a Fake Out off on the turn that we Mega Evolve, and then being slower doesn't actually make that much difference. Then we obviously have High Jump Kick and Frustration, because they're outrageously powerful moves that do obnoxious amounts of damage. And then finally we have Power Up Punch on there, just to kind of facilitate this guy in either wall breaking or late game sweeping. Basically the idea with Power Up Punch is to use it either to pick off a weakened mon, or on the switch to get a +1 and then hit with the appropriate Frustration or High Jump Kick following on from that. Then now, I know someone in the comments is going to say that I should run Drain Punch over High Jump Kick, and before I go any further, I'm going to address that right now. The reason that I'm running High Jump Kick is the power boost is insane. It's almost double the damage. I know there's a 10% chance to miss. I'm fully aware of that, but 90% of the time, High Jump Kick is better than Drain Punch, because the power boost completely outweighs the health gain from Drain Punch. It's actually ridiculous. So that's the moveset on the Lopunny. And then we're running Gengar right here, which, as I said, deals with a lot of Lopunny's checks and counters, which is lovely. So we have Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Focus Blast, and Icy Wind, mainly because Shadow Ball and Sludge Wave have fantastic coverage on their own. Focus Blast is just there to patch up some stuff that you're missing, which is hitting Dark types and hitting Steel types super effectively. And then Icy Wind is there to A, do 4 times effective ice damage to stuff like Landorus and Garchomp, and B, slow stuff down on the switch. If you're not sure what your opponent's going to switch into, or somehow with these 3 moves you don't have the appropriate coverage, you can Icy Wind the mon coming in, and then be able to deal with it a lot better on the next few turns. Also, if you think your opponent's going to switch but you don't know what into, you can Icy Wind and then use the appropriate coverage move, because you're guaranteed to be faster. It's just a good time. But yeah, like I said, these guys, both fantastic late game sweepers, cover each other's checks and counters really nicely. Lopunny as well, obviously, is able to hit Ghost types with Scrappy after it Mega Evolves, which means that we can deal with Mega Sableye really nicely, obviously after it's Mega'd, because Prankster Will-O-Wisp is no fun at all. So yeah, these guys are a really, really nice offensive pairing, and I'm looking forward to using them more quite a lot. So the next mon we're going to go over is something that is very, very common in OU, I know, but we're going to be using a bit of an interesting set on this guy this week. So we have Lando T right here, basically just because the 2 sweepers we've got, while really good, do definitely need hazard support in order to help pick up some extra KOs and all this kind of thing. So we're actually going to be running a bulky variant of Landorus. This is going to form part of our defensive core on the team, provide us with rocks and possible wall breaking ability. So the moveset we're going to go for here is Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and then finally Swords Dance. Now, this is real strange, because we're also going to be running a defensive spread on this guy. But the way that I see it is, we're going to be able to set up a decent amount of the time on physically offensive mons, stuff like Excadrill and all this kind of thing. I think we put the rest in Spadef, right? No, we put like 8 in Spadef and like 8 in speed. And then the rest in attack. There we go. Is it this one? It's this one. Yeah. Okay. So, the moveset we've got right there. Stealth Rock for hazard support for the 2 sweepers. Earthquake Stone Edge for fantastic physical coverage. Swords Dance to punish stuff that doesn't hit this, and to do a bit of surprise wall breaking, because obviously your opponent's going to see bulky EV spread, Rocky Helmet, they're not going to be expecting too much damage output. If you can whack up a Sword Stance, even without attack investment, Earthquake and Stone Edge are going to be doing a butt ton of damage to your opposing teams. I figured this will be a bit of fun to try. I'm not sure how good or not it's going to be, but I really, really like it. I think it's a really cool idea. Okay, so that's our 2 sweepers and one of our defensive mons out the way. The next defensive mon we're going to run, the second half of our defensive core, is going to be a I almost said Shucker. A Choppleberry. A Choppleberry Ferrothorn, which is something that I have never run before. And I've been running on this team, and I absolutely love this. Because I know it's like a one-use thing, but it so often works out really, really well for you. So the moveset we're going to be running on here is Leech Seed, Gyro Ball, Power Whip, and also Spike. As I said, hazard support for the 2 sweepers, I'm going to keep coming back to it, is really, really good, because both of them are very, very frail, and if they fail to pick up the KO the turn that they attack, they normally die. They can only really take resisted hits, and obviously if your opponent's staying in, then they're not going to be resisted hits that they're having to take. So you want as much as possible for those 2 to be able to pick up Okos whenever they're in. So the investment we're going to be running on Ferrothorn right here is, I think, the standard spread with a relaxed nature. No, that's the wrong thing. With a relaxed nature, I do believe. Positive defense, yeah, relaxed. Choppleberry's there, which is good. So this guy's going to be called Hug Me, and I keep saying Shucker, the Choppleberry on here is actually really, really good, because one time it means it's not weak to fighting. So you can take that Teraki on close combat, or that Keldeo Secret Sword, and retaliate with the appropriate Gyro Ball, Power Whip, all this kind of stuff, which is great. And I actually really, really like this guy on here. So we do have 2 things that are dealing damage on contact, so we can punish those physical attackers that want to be switching, that want to be U-turning off you. You can hit your Sizzles and your Landos and all this kind of stuff. Something else we should mention is this Lando actually matches up against other Landorus very well. Because obviously you switch this guy in, it's a defensive spread, it doesn't take that much damage from opposing Lando. You can set up a Sword Dance and hit the other Lando harder. It's a good time. So yeah, this is our defensive core and our hazard setting core, all this kind of stuff. And then the next mon that we are going to go over is Stallbreaker Heatran, which you guys have seen. I really, really like this guy at the moment. It's actually possibly one of my favorite mons in the meta at the moment. I really don't know why. It's just quite effective, I think. We're going to be running a different moveset to what I would normally run, though. We're going to be running Magma Storm, Earth Power, Stone Edge, and Taunt. Now, obviously, we have Stone Edge on this guy. It's a pretty good Talonflame check. We have this guy who's a Talonflame check, which is great. And then the moveset on here is real good, because obviously we've got Magma Storm and Taunt to trap and make sad the blobs and all this kind of thing. We have Stone Edge to make ourselves a more effective Talonflame check. And we have Earth Power on there to beat opposing Heatran. The EV spread we're going to be running is just offensive. Just for funsies. I figured, because we have the Ferrothorn and the Lando on there, it's possible that opponents are going to think this is defensive Heatran, and having the offensive presence on there is going to be real nice. As well as that, obviously, this guy has a bit of an element of surprise with the surprise Swords Dance on there, so that's real cool. We have a few things on here that hopefully is going to surprise our opponents a little bit, as well as the Choppleberry on the Ferrothorn. Look at me, I'm learning I didn't say Shucker. So yeah, that's a good time. And then the final one we're going to go for is going to be Assault Vest Azumarill, because I absolutely love this guy right now. It also completes our Fire, Water, Grass core with Ferrothorn and Heatran. It gives us 2/3 of a Dragon Steel Fairy core, which is, it's good enough. And it gives us another fighting resist, which is fantastic, because we do have 3 fighting weaknesses on this team. Well, kind of 2.5 because of the Choppleberry, but it does also mean we have an immunity and 2 resists, which is great. So It's not the end of the world that we have that much fighting weakness. We do have enough stuff to check opposing fighting types and all this kind of stuff. So the moveset we're going to be going for is relatively standard. We're going to be going Aqua Jet, Waterfall, Play Rough, and Knockoff. Now, I was for a bit running Power Up Punch in the Knockoff slot, and I think that's a really cool idea, but I figured I already have Power Up Punch on this guy, Swords Dance on this guy. It could be a bit much? I don't know. I feel like I have enough set up already. If you guys want to see me run Power Up Punch, by all means, let me know down in the comments. Because I love to use what you guys want to see. Now, the moveset is, I do believe, 240 in HP, 16 in Special Defense, and an Adamant Nature, because that allows us to hit 300 Spadef with the Assault Vest, which is always great. Plus, these coverage moves are just fantastic. This team actually shapes up to be pretty good with resistances and immunities as well, which is great. Obviously, we've got Azu here, so we're immune to Dragon. We have 2 Steel types, so we're immune to Poison. We have a Ground immunity in Gengar and Lando. We have Normal and Fighting immunity in Gengar, and we have Ghost immunity in Lopunny, so that's real cool. We also hit through Ghost immunity with Ghosts, Fighting, and Normal immunities with Lopunny, which is also very cool. But if you guys can think of any other things that this team could struggle with, or ways to improve this team, do let me know down in the comments, because I would love to make this team even better than it currently is. Because that's definitely doable. And as I said, guys, remember to drop a like if you want to see a placement of the team, and subscribe if you want to see lives with this team in action. So, with that, I'm going to end off the video, guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.